and welcome to this video. We'll be checking out 2 national parks among some other things, but gotta start out the day with a sunrise dip. This morning was very cloudy, so we got gorgeous colors, and just look at that time lapse. First, we're heading to Biscayne National Park. This park is 80% underwater and is actually super shallow. I think most of the park is about 8 feet deep, which is shallow for such a large body of water. So since this is a water-centric park, I did do a boat tour from the north side of the park because I wanted to check out Stiltsville, which are these houses that were built 100 years ago. Really fascinating history, and I was glad that we were able to sail by them. After that, we checked out some mangroves.
And there's some parrotfish down there.
Ooh. There is so much wildlife to see in this park. We then headed to Boca Chiquita, which is a historic key part of the park. This was previously owned privately by the inventors of Honeywell, the heating and cooling systems in our homes, that guy. There is a lighthouse that was under construction, a decorative lighthouse, may I clarify. You can walk around the entire park. It is tiny. It took me about 10-15 minutes to kind of loop around the whole thing. There is so many different shallow shores and sand beaches that you can see tons of wildlife. This used to be a party island. Really fun history here. After getting back to mainland, I wanted to get a Cuban sandwich, so I went to Sandwich and got a sandwich. The bread was the best part of the sandwich. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. After lunch, I wanted to check out the Brickell neighborhood. This is a very luxurious part of Miami. There's this fantastic large outdoor mall, and I just wanted to walk around the river waterfront area and just enjoy the beautiful views. I walked around that area for a little bit and then had some time to kill before sunset. So I went to a little beach during low tide around Key Biscayne. So I walked around and I wanted to do a little bit of tide pooling or looking at all of the different creatures and shells and stuff during low tide. This one still had a little hermit crab in it, so I put him back. And I enjoyed a quick beach nap, which has been one of my favorite things to do visiting here. After that, I headed to the other side of Key Biscayne so I could get a skyline shot, hoping for a good sunset, but there are 0 clouds, so we aren't going to get any cool color changes, just the tiniest softness of golden and peach to the buildings. So kind of a bummer, but this is the sunset spot, I would believe, out of everything that I've checked out. Definitely would check this out, South Key Biscayne Park. And the next day, again, having to start out with a sunrise before heading to the Everglades, went to the beach and enjoyed a very beautiful sunset, a lot less cloudy, but still, thankfully, quite colorful. I've really been enjoying my sunrise routine of going to the beach and then heading to a local cafe. There are so many excellent cafes around here. This morning I got a pistachio croissant, which was so savory and fun and filling. So for today, I wanted to do one of those airboat tours. So I just did one. I'm pretty much on the edge of the park. Like, I'm only about 45 minutes outside of Miami. There are dozens of these different types of tours. I don't particularly know why I chose this one specifically, but I had a really lovely time. The best photos of the gator I could have gotten were right at the beginning, and my camera was still set to like sunset mode. So it was like long exposure. I had the timer to wait like 10 seconds before taking a photo, which is just hurtful, but it is what it is. I think I got some other shots, and we should be hopefully seeing some other ones. Okay, how the park works is there are kind of like two main streets. So there's like the northern edge of the park that I'm at, and then the southern end. And I think I want to go to the southern end. Yesterday on my Biscayne National Park tour, the tour I was talking about Flamingo, which is the southern town, and talking about how there's like a great like fruit and milkshake stand there, and that it's one of the places that you can see saltwater crocodiles, which are treacherous, but that would be super cool. And more gators and manatees and stuff. I haven't seen any manatees this trip. I do want to head a little bit more west to the northern part. I keep going back and forth if I want to go to the shark observation deck. The trolley to and from there is like $30, which I think is ridiculous. Go down there. I've heard really good things about Big Cypress Park, but I don't know if I have time to do that and head down south. I'm just gonna wing it. It's 11, so we've got quite a bit of daylight, and probably will catch sunset in the Everglades, which is bittersweet because last night's sunset was so blah. Because there was just no clouds. That was the whole problem. No clouds, and the sun was in like the wrong position for a type of skyline photo that I would have wanted. But maybe we'll get some beautiful like swampy glades sunset. Who knows? We're gonna just play by ear, have a good time, and hopefully go to a restaurant that serves gator. Which after seeing them, they're so cute. I kind of feel bad for wanting to eat them. I ordered me some gator bites, and this is different than the last time I had it. I have had gator as a child. This sauce was so good on this, but I don't think the meat really sat well with me. I then checked out the farmer's market. Robert is here. There were so many cool animals and different local fruits, and as my tour guide had mentioned, the milkshakes. Outside, there is a bunch of different like farm animals and benches, and so this would be a really great place to have a lunch if you don't want to have gator. I was not feeling too good after so much sun and gator for a milkshake, so I did have to pass, sadly. But then once in the park proper, I headed to the Royal Palms, where they have this really lovely walking trail, and you get to see so much wildlife. I was not expecting the gators to be so close and massive and gorgeous. Really lucked out, but I also think this is just common to see all these gators everywhere. They're so beautiful. After checking out that park, I continued to drive south into the park, headed to Flamingo, the southern part that has a marina, a visitor center. I'm at Flamingo. I found the pinkest national park visitor center. It is so cute. I am at the bay. It's quite, this color kind of reminds me of like Seattle waters or like Washington waters sometimes. It's kind of like a weird smoky blue. I really wanted to come here to see manatees. I heard that this was like a nice place to see them, that there's a local family that hangs out here, and the national park gal said that they are in the marina sometimes, so hopefully we go find them. Also, this is the American crocodile capital, though I'm not sure how lucky we will be with that, since I figured you'd have to go out further to go find them, but the guide inside was saying that they are around here, they just might be hidden, so let's see if we get lucky. Sadly, I was not as lucky with the wildlife as I was at Royal Palm. The only thing I really was seeing was the needlefish, which were cute, but not the big fauna I was hoping for. After that, I checked out where there are numerous campgrounds and yurts. This would be such a cool place to like spend a night or so, and if you were able to get into the water, you might have a better chance of seeing that wildlife that I was really hoping to see from the shore. I'm debating what I want to do for sunset. There are 0 clouds in the sky, which I was hoping, you know, if there's clouds in the sky, we could kind of get those like really bright colors and dimension through the sky, but there's not a single one here. When I was driving out of Miami, there were clouds, but those could have gone. We could also have nothing. When I looked at the weather report, it said just sunny. Yeah, I don't know. I am cutting it close though if I wanted to get back to Miami for a sunset. It'd be about 2 hours, so I'd be getting there about 20 minutes before sunset, which I usually like to try and plan for like half hour, 40 minutes, an hour ideally. I think I'm gonna make my way back. I wanted to look at the map. This area is very cool, but this is really designated for boating, kayaking, water sports, as well as camping and yurts. So if I were to come back here again, I would definitely do a boat tour. Just didn't have time today and already have done quite a bit of boat tours this trip, which has been fun. Yeah, it's just crazy, all the little islands and keys that are there. I don't know if you can see anything, but when I look at this map, I'm just like, my God, there's just a million of them. Dildo Key Bank. Dildo Key Bank. I can't get distracted by Dildo Key and Dildo Key Bank. Okay. But yes, back on track, looking at the map. God, it is so cool. There are so many different campgrounds along there's a whole other section of the park that I haven't really checked out on the west side that is a whole bunch of like marsh and islands and camping. That would be really cool. That was definitely for another trip. One of the things I wanted to do here was closed. There was an overlook that was just under construction. Otherwise, I think this might be it. I do want to get a photo of the cypress tree forests that you drive through that are super pretty, but other than that, I think it's time to head back to Miami and hopefully catch a good sunset. Maybe we'll drive into some clouds. If not, if I don't get to Miami in time, I'll probably find some other random beach. I went to the Venetian Islands to get a more south / in the center skyline view. The clouds weren't really in my favor, and I think I was a little bit too late, but it was still a lovely park. I did find my favorite view a little bit more west on the Venetian Islands, this one right there. So that was gorgeous to kind of close out the night. The other thing I was really wanting to check out was Mr. O1's Pizza, where they have the coffee ground pizza. I'm so glad that I waited. This one that I went to in the Art Deco section of Miami was tiny, and the pizza was very unique. So that was my trip to the 2 national parks and a lot of other Miami things to do. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.